Hello, it's Nikki. Let's talk about comfort zones today. I think the comfort zone gets a lot of credit, a lot of applause, a lot of kudos, and I don't reckon it's all what it's cracked up to be. Because I know when I am so comfortable, I know that usually I'm not in that stretch zone. Now, I am not talking, and let me be very, very clear about this, getting to a place where my back is against the wall, my nervous system is all over the shop, I can't put food on the table. No, I'm not talking that kind of like, oh my goodness, I had to hit rock bottom. I don't want any of us to do those sorts of things. But I would say in that sort of, the feeling of it is just sort of bobbing along, and maybe you're using language like, yeah, it's fine, or yeah, it's nice. I know that is a red flag for me. If I describe something as nice, A, I know I'm doing my vocabulary a disservice, but B, I know that there is maybe more work to do. So if I just go to a restaurant, I'm like, yeah, it was nice, or I had a nice evening, I'm like, what went wrong here? But something wasn't gelling. So that's always an invitation for me to figure out, okay, what do I need to do that? Because I also know that I don't just want to have a nice life. I want it to feel really good. And I think nice is, and again, it's like those things when people meet somebody and they go on a date and I'm like, oh, how did you get on? And they're like, yeah, they're nice. Immediately I think, you don't, this is not the person. This is not your person, I don't think. Anyway, I digress. So I've got some little signs for you today to play with of signs where maybe it's time to explore outside your comfort zone. But remembering what I said in the beginning of doing that in a safe and secure way, which I know slightly contradicts, but hopefully you'll get the extremities of that. I'm not saying put yourself in this most uncomfortable, dangerous situation, because even though that might have been cute and sexy at 19, at 42, it's not. So I want you to be in a situation where you can thrive and not just feel like you're in survival mode. Number one, are you bored? Are you bored? And this could be restless. It could be that feeling of lukewarm. It could maybe feel like you're avoiding the things that you actually need to do. Maybe you just have very little enthusiasm. Maybe you know that you're not quite pushing something and you're just doing the bare minimum. I want you to pay attention to all of those thoughts and feelings, because usually if you're in that place, that's when it's time to think about the next chapter. And also when we're in that place, it's cheeky because we then go into that settle place of, I need something to come and pull me out of it. I just need a chance. I want something great to happen. And actually, as Dr. Joe Dispenza says, you have to change your energy first. Nothing changes if the energy doesn't change. And I fully, I'm on board with that. So if you are bored, it's not going to change until you change. And so I want you to think about what that next step is for you. Number two, you keep looking outwards. And maybe you become, there's all sorts of different things here, but I'm just going to throw them out there without any judgment. And I'm sure I've done all of these as well. You might become really nosy about what other people are doing. You might become obsessed with other people's feeds. Maybe you're in a self-development searching scenario at the moment. Maybe you feel really jealous. Maybe you've been in that spot where you think, hang on a minute, Why is everybody else on holiday doing all of these things? What happened to my holiday? Maybe you're in that moment. Maybe you're in that moment where at first it's about being intrigued about, oh, that person's doing that, and you're following along, or you're watching a YouTube thing or whatever it might be. And then suddenly you realize that you've maybe stepped into being a bit obsessive about this thing. So it's time to check in and see what's really going on there. So that's often a sign for me. If I'm feeling like I'm concentrating on what everybody else is doing, there's something in me that is being inspired, but also is not currently being fulfilled. So pay attention to it. I know we're like, oh gosh, I can't believe I was jealous of that person. It's all right. We all have these feelings. It's all good. And they're trying to teach us something or tell us something. Number 3, you don't feel like you. Now, this can feel in the body sort of quite like, yeah, I just feel a bit off, or I just feel a bit ill, or I just feel a bit, bored or whatever on a kind of casual moments. But then sometimes this might result in a big ugly cry of like, what is it? Why can't I work this out? What is going on? And it's ultimately that feeling of you not feeling like you're in alignment. Like if you, I don't know, borrowed somebody else's trainers to come home in after a sleepover, like the trainers are fine and you can walk in them, but they feel really weird. I want you to pay attention to all this, and also have in the back of your mind the fact that many people celebrated the fact that I and you and us, everybody, Blues Brothers, were very malleable. So, oh, she's so relaxed, or she'll do whatever you want her to do. And the thing is, many of us therefore put our own needs to the side and we didn't pay attention to them anymore. And what it's time to do is really have that moment for yourself of saying, what do I need in order to feel like me? What is important to me? Where do I need to put my focus now? And really have that instinct-led conversation with yourself. Next, you are not, what am I saying? You are not, oh yeah. Can't read my own writing. You are not considering the full spectrum. So you are over here in your comfort zone, and you are imagining everything you want is so in the distance. And I hear this conversation so often, like, oh, I could never change. Or, oh gosh, there's too much at stake. I could never just do one thing. So what happens is we live in extremes. We live in our dream life, or we live over here like just making do. And the truth is that you've heard the phrase, I'm sure, so many times, the 1 degree difference. So if a flight is going from London to New York, 1 degree is absolutely key to getting from A to B. Because if it veers off, it's going to end up like in Costa Rica. So it's really important that it's purposeful in that way. And so it's a really great lesson to remind yourself of that these little shifts, almost like a little soundboard, you can make these adjustments along the way and they can feel great. And even, I know it sounds trite to say, but even like having my cup of tea in the morning in my favorite mug, and it's a very particular mug. I absolutely love it. I've drunk from it for years. If I don't have that cup of tea in that mug, it doesn't taste the same. It's not the same morning experience. But if I do, oh, it's a really great thing. Like with the running. If I run in the morning before I've got a full day and I'm up early before the children, I feel really good. And it's easy to do and easy not to do. So sometimes exploring that spectrum will really help you. And finally, maybe you've got to a point where this comfort zone is outdated and it's gone a bit off, it's gone a bit stale. So I remember making this Nigella raspberry, what was it? was it raspberry and toffee? No. Raspberry ripple cheesecake. Yes, I think that's what it was. And it was massive. It was, we had different people over, but it was, I think it served like 20. This thing was enormous and people really tucked into it. So I would say like 4/6 of the cheesecake were gone. And then we just had this like chunk in the fridge. And the first day after the party, it looked appealing. Like, oh, it's still, you know, oh, yum, that cheesecake. But a couple of days in that fridge, it started to lose its appeal. That sense of like, yeah, I don't really fancy it anymore. Or no, I'm kind of all good for cheesecake. And I think when we navigate our life, that there are so many chapters in it. And that's why I'm really encouraging you to reflect today and really think about, what is this comfort zone giving you? Because the thing is, where you were a year ago, this setup you've got for yourself may look and feel really great. It may have ticked all of those boxes. But a year from now, you might feel like a completely different person. You might want and desire different things. You may have seen something over the last year that has completely blown your mind and opened up to possibility. And so I want you to check in with the sell by date or the use by date of this comfort zone, because maybe it's not working for you anymore. And I sense that even if you've got to this point in the video, maybe there's something about what I'm saying that you're like, ooh, yeah, there's something there. I want you, instead of thinking like, oh, Nicky, that's a bit rude because you've brought all that up for me, literally take it to your journal, take it to your voice note, talk it through with a friend and say instinctively that first thing that's coming out. Yes, I want to change this. I don't like this piece of my life. I want to stop doing what? I want to start this, or I've been thinking about this thing for ages and I haven't done anything with it and I need to. Whatever the thing might be, follow it. Almost like unravel the wall and be like, yep. What is it? Tell me more. I would love to help you with this. We can work through it in a strategy session, really design and deliver your next chapter, make it look and feel, not necessarily look, but feel really, really good, and allow it to make sense for you. And that's a really exciting place to be. Just to let you know, if you didn't know, on the other side of this, there could be some really great things. And I believe that we've all come too far just to live these polite, lukewarm lives. I think there's more to it than that. Are you interested in finding out more? If you are, come on over to my website, go to my Work With Me page and subscribe and follow along and all of that good stuff. And I'll catch you next time. Bye.